For drawing the freehand map of the spread of Christianity and Judeo-Christian traditions, what you want to do is you want to look on page 14 of your textbook. Here's the map right here. Here's my sheet of paper. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the map in just the top half of my sheet of paper. I'm going to be putting some information on the bottom half of my paper and doing some other things with the map. So after I redraw Europe and all this on my map, right, and I've got Africa and all that stuff coming down, okay, and let me get that in there, and you can get this done, but we'll save some time, is what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw that map and color it in. I'm going to label all the different things on here, all the major waterways and all the major countries or regions. And if you notice on here, some of the different regions, they're not the same regions as they are today, and so that's why it's important for us to kind of label them a little bit different. For example, we've got Gaul, we've got Spain, Italy, Anatolia, Armenia, Greece. So some are similar, some are a little bit different, because this is long before many of these countries were ever developed. So draw that map in, freehand draw that in. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to read about Christianity and its spread, and what we're really paying attention to more is not so much the traditions and how Christianity started, but what we want to pay attention to is where did it start, and then how did it spread. Okay? And so what we're going to label also on top of our map is we're going to use arrows to show how Christianity starts to spread throughout the world. Where it starts is obviously is where the beginning of the arrows are, and those kinds of things. And then the arrows are indicating obviously where it spreads to. So make sure you're labeling that based on the readings in here. It'll kind of give you an idea of where Christianity actually starts and how it spreads. Then this part right here really starts to talk about how Christianity was able to spread throughout, and how the Romans and the Roman Empire were able to help that. You need to write that information here. And once again, we're going to expand our writing, be specific, so you can tell me one way, but then go ahead and explain that further and give greater detail so we really understand how that one method began to spread. Okay? And so that write-up will happen underneath there. For the writing the letters to around the different religions, we have three religions: Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. And I believe Judaism's on page 704 or something like that, and you can look that up. It says that on our handout. But you can find that, and that'll give us some more information around that. We got Christianity, Islam, and those kinds of things. Okay, Judaism right here. And so what we're looking for is the basic tenets, but the way in which you're going to do that is you're going to write a letter as if you were somebody from one of the religions explaining it to somebody of a different religion. So for example, if you are Christian in this particular sense, and you want to start off with Christianity, okay, and so let's say we're doing Christianity, then you need to take on the role of a Christian as if you were explaining it to one of your friends who is either Muslim or a Jew, and you're going to write a letter to either that Muslim or a Jew and explain the basic ideas and basic fundamental principles of the Christian religion. Okay? And then you are done with Christianity. Okay? So then, once you're done with that, then you need to take on a role of, let's say, a Jew. Okay, and you would go back and you would say, okay, Judaism, and then you would take on the role, hey, I'm a Jew, I need to talk or tell one of my friends who is maybe either a Christian or a Muslim in this case, because that's the other two religions we're dealing with, and explain the basic tenets of that. So maybe in this case you're writing to a Muslim, okay, and so just make sure you're writing in that direction. And then for the last one, for Islam, you probably will put it on the back side. But I'll just put it here for space sake. So Islam, so now you're a Muslim, you take on the role of a Muslim, and now you're going to write one letter to one of the other two friends of yours, either the Christian friend or the Jewish friend, explaining the main tenets of Islam. So you're only writing 3 letters total, but one letter for each role that you take on for each one of the religions, so you can explain the basic ideas and fundamental principles of each one of those religions.